All right, I've been playing GeoGuessr. Some of these flags, I got some ideas. Okay, I got some words about these flags. I got to rank these flags from around the world. I've just chosen the flags that come up for the countries I've gotten in GeoGuessr. This might not be all of them, but this is the ones that I've seen. I'm going to rank these flags, and no respect, no disrespect to any country. We just got to rank these flags. Some of these flags, honestly, they got to go, all right, because they didn't even try. So we're going to start with that. I got to do one thing first. Give me 1 second. Okay. So first things first, you see what I'm doing here. All right. You're not fooling me with any of these. I've got 3 stripes. I don't care if they're horizontal, if they're vertical, whatever orientation you want to do. I'm done with it. Okay. You just looked around at what everyone else was doing. You slapped 3 colors in a row and you called it a day. Shipped it. You want to slap it on a plastic lunchbox. Okay. But you didn't think about whether what the implications were. Okay. And you might think, well, like give Colombia a slide. Like look at Colombia over here. Their yellow bar is bigger than their other bars. You know what? I thought about it. Not gonna happen. Okay. Not gonna happen. Not today, not with me. All right. And you know what I've got to do next. All right. It's pretty obvious looking at the didn't even tries. All right. We got places like Ghana and Senegal. All right. It's like, you're not fooling me. Okay. You put a star on it. That's like the kid who's like, I'm gonna like do the minimum effort to just get, not fail. And the teacher's like, I don't really care. You're in 7th grade. If you're not trying now, I don't care anymore. Very loosely separating themselves from the didn't even tries. Okay. Because I see what they did. Oh, I missed one. Get out of here. Get out of here. And even if you use pretty colors, I think this is like Estonia. This is Estonia. Even if you use pretty colors, you're gone. You're gone, dude. All right. These guys, they're out of there too. But you know who else is going to fall into this category? All right. I'll give you some low effort stuff. Look at this. Indonesia and Poland. Look, I love you guys, but look, I put them back to back. You don't know which is which. All right. And I'm going to be straight up. I don't know which copied which. I don't know who wore it first. All right. But like, figure it out. Okay. Just figure it out. Now, that being said, if those are going to be in the figure it out category, you know who's going to get a pass just by a hair on their chinny chin? Yeah. Singapore. You know what? You made an effort. You're the first one. I'm going to say, look, I don't know who you ripped off, but you threw a little moon and stars. You're like, let's just put some wizard stuff in there. All right. And I appreciate that. You're going to get to go up to the maiden effort level is going to go into, who else is going to go into the get your act together? Dude, everyone up in like the Scandinavian area, Iceland, you're out of there. Sweden, you're out of there. Norway, like guys, just like figure it out, like who are you? What are you saying about yourself when you do this? You're disrespecting yourself. All right. Figure it out. Okay. All right. So if I'm going to say that they made an effort by ripping off these guys and throwing some moon and stars in there, you know who else made an effort? People who do 3 stripes, but then they like throw a little crest on there because they're like, look, we're about more than 3 stripes. All right. We are 3 stripes. Like we're a country like many others that you know and have seen, but we've got like a little fun little picture as well. And so I'm going to say they made an effort. It's not much of an effort, but like they designed this little thing. There's like, I don't know, they got some stars and moons. They got like, I don't even know what's on these flags, but they made a little pattern and they're like, yeah, we feel like this kind of represents who we are. And yeah, right. And get out of here. Yeah, they've got like a little bell or a hat or whatever that is. Mexico, look, you got like a bird. You're kind of, that's cool. Birds are cool. Who else? They put a little crown. I like a little picture. India, dude, you're barely getting away with it. Okay. I mean, yeah, like if I'm putting a star down here, oh, is this enough? Is this enough to get out of the star zone? I'm going to say yes, because like it's like a, I don't know, it's like a little mandala or something. It's fine. It's fine. You know what? Yeah, you you get to come up here. You get to come up here. But I'll tell you what. See what they've done here. So Argentina, you come up here with the little sun, little sunshine face. All right. But you know what? You know what? I don't know who copied who, but look at this guy. Look at this little guy. Where do I place this man? Like, look, he stole the little sun. He's right next door. Uruguay, right next door to Argentina. He steals his little sun, but he put some stripes on there. He's like, I like that, but you know what? America's kind of got like a flag going on as well. It's not like super original. Kind of like, what is this, Greece? Kind of like Greece. But see, okay, here's the thing. If Greece is going to be in the above the get your act together, because they have a little cross, but they've dolled it up. They put some stars and stripes and stuff. These guys, honestly, I kind of respect Uruguay's flag. They got the sun, they got the stripes. They didn't just go for a cross or like three more colors in here. So I'm gonna get them up there. I respect that flag. Okay. You know, here we go again with Ukraine. Do I put them in the get your act together? Again, no disrespect to Ukraine. You know what? I'm gonna say made an effort because they've got like the sunflower fields and then they've got the sky. Like they drew a little picture. You know what I mean? Like this isn't a picture. These aren't pictures, you know. This is a picture, technically. It's minimalist, but it is a picture. Speaking of minimalism, right? This is like the most simple version of a picture, right? You have the fields and the sky. You know who's minimalist? Right here. And honestly, kind of full respect. It's like, what does a sun look like? You know, they've taken the idea of the sun and they've said, this is sun. It's artsy. You know, I think you could say it's a little pretentious, but I'm giving them full credit for it. I have full respect for that. However, you know who I think even improved on this right next door? South Korea. Dude, okay. This is our first S tier. See what they've done? They've looked next door. They've said, cool, cool. But, okay, what if we make the sun not just a sun? Because that's like not super representative of us. Like everyone on this list has sun except for like Finland, right? They don't have sun. But everybody's got sun. We're a little different. We're going to make this spinny little circle here because that's kind of who we are. And that's like what they did though, is like when the teacher walks past and they're like, whoa, that's looking really good. You know, little more work that could be on like the display cabinet in the school, you know, auditorium. And you think, ooh, just a little more work. And you just like throw some like little bouncy lines in there just to say, so that if they come back around, you can say, oh, I've been working on it. So they don't say, oh man, you just stopped as soon as I said it looked good. That's no good. They threw these little lines on it. Boom, brings them right up to S tier. You know exactly whose flag that is when you see it. All right, you know another flag that I think is kind of killing it. It's these boys right here, dude. Eswatini, straight killing it. Because what they've done, all right, I give the Kenyan flag a lot of credit, full respect, because again, they took this cool little sword, these like spears and the shield, and they're like, yeah, we got three lines. They chose good colors as well, good contrast, but they also said, we're kind of about this like little shield and swords. It's very well defined. I know what it is, but these guys, they separated their lines more. They threw an extra color in there between. This is just a very cool image. I love it. I love it. Eswatini and South Korea are the only S tiers so far. All right. What is this? Cambodia? That's got to be Cambodia, right? Again, it's a simple three color, but they put a lot, like, think about the people who are making these flags and they're like, we're going to have to like make Angkor Wat again. Like we have to sew that in every time. We have to draw Angkor Wat into our flag. That's pretty dope. So I'm going to put that up there. These guys, I mean, they're not trying very hard, are they? But like, they're not copying anyone. I wouldn't say. They're kind of doing their own thing. It's simple, but there's nothing wrong with simple. These guys, I'm going to say get your act together. For this is UAE, I think, United Arab Emirates. Just like get your act together. You put three stripes together and they're like, maybe no one will notice if we just put one more on the side. Like, okay, You thought a little bit to differentiate yourself, like, you know, Senegal, but I'm not falling for it. Okay. We got, is this Thailand maybe? I'll say they made an effort. If I'm going to put these guys in made an effort, then they also have to be in made an effort. Oh, we have some more bars with pictures. Simple pictures and bars. See, look at this. Colombia, you stopped. Who are these guys? I don't even know who these guys are. But look, where you stopped, they continued. Respect. I respect that. Okay. Okay, now we've got some interesting stuff happening. All right. I kind of like the arrows personally, like South Africa. I like them, but I can't say they're great. I can't say they're great. They just don't like stand out because as you get this arrow, but then you get this arrow boy, you get this arrow boy, and I'm kind of fine with it. This arrow boy actually is a little weak. Look at these guys. Look, they got going on. That's a little weak. I can't give it full credit. Oh, dude. Okay, another S tier flag. You know, I'm going to go 2 S tier flags in a row because they're kind of right next to each other. One, dude, Bhutan. All right, look, you got like a myth dragon. You got a Dragon Ball Z dragon. He's holding like these dragon orbs. I mean, that's incredible. Like you know who that country is. When you enter that country and you see that flag, you say that they're going to grant me a wish. That's what they're going to do. All right. And right next door, who do you have? The only country that doesn't even fit because they had the huevos to create the only flag. That's just bizarre. They're like, dude, squares, rectangles, that's out. That's not what we do. Look at our flag, turn it sideways. Nepal, we see some mountains there. They're like, we got big old mountains. Our flag's going to look like mountains. We're going to put mountains on our flag? No, the flag's going to look like mountains. Absolute S tier flags right there. Okay. Full credit. All right. Now let's look at a couple interesting ones. Okay. UK. You know what? I have respect for the UK flag because they said, we're going to put some, let's start with a cross. All right. And they're like, nah, we're too close. We're too close to all these other countries up here. What are we going to do? Let's throw a line here, throw a line here. Are we just going to leave it all blue? No, dude, like highlight these lines with some white and have them really pop. And you know what? It does pop. I like it. But you know what doesn't pop? Dude, these guys right here, they take the Union Jack, they throw some stars around it. I'm not buying it, dude. And like, I don't know, again, I don't know who wore it first, but like, get it sorted. You can't just add a star and call it a new flag, all right? I'm not falling for it. You're done. Yeah, I'll put this in maiden effort. That makes sense. What else do we have here? This is maiden effort, you know. I think that's fair. This guy's made an effort as well. And honestly, I like the simplicity of their design, but I'm not falling for it. Oh, and you know what I should have done? What I should have done when I did Japan, because, okay, like Japan, mad respect, but Bangladesh, like, I'm sorry, but get your act together. Like, dude, it's not centered. It drives me crazy, Bangladesh. I don't know what you're doing. Like, the only way you could make this more visually like dissonant, just like move it 2 inches up as well. Just be like, there, circle in the weirdest place we could put it. It just freaks me out. I don't know if there's a word for that, but like, You know who else I have respect for? I think I do have full respect for the Canadian flag. Because again, it's like Japan. Like they did some stripes, but they shoved them out to make room for this leaf. And they said, we are leaf people. That's what we are. It's easily spotted from a distance. I understand. And if that's the case, I got to give it to Lebanon for being the tree people. All right. You got the leaf people and you got the tree people. They're going to go right next door. You can see they're both playing on the same idea. They're using the same kind of colors, but I think it's fair. I think that's a fair approach. Okay, hold on. Another one that's absolutely kind of kills it is North Macedonia. Like, North Macedonia's flag doesn't look like anyone else's flag. And it kind of pops, right? Like, it kind of pops off. It looks strong. It looks bold. So I'm throwing that in there. Spain, I'm sorry, you're in the maiden effort category. We all knew that was coming. Another arrow boy, you're going in the maiden effort category. Who else do we have here? Okay, let's go with some more. Let's look at these stripes. You get your act together. Also, man, this one, I can't tell what that emblem is, but I can tell somebody put some work into it. Ooh, Chile. Do I give you credit? I mean, you're kind of just ripping off Poland and Indonesia, but you put a star? No, they put moon and stars, so they get it. And honestly, one moon and star, you know where that goes? That actually goes to maiden effort. They kept it simple. They kept one moon, one star. That's I like that. I respect it. Turkey, you made an effort. In the same way that I think 5 stars makes an effort. China, you made an effort. Now, you want to know something that this has got this might be based so far. This might be the most controversial one. Vietnam, I have full respect. They said, boom, big red star. They made a flag. They said, what color do we like? Red. We like the color red. We're communists. And then they looked at it and they said, this needs something, doesn't it? We're just going to be big. We're going to be one giant shining star. And I think it's a bold move. I think it's simple. And honestly, the craziest part of the Vietnamese flag is that nobody else thought of that. Like, nobody did it. It seems so obvious. Everybody's playing with stars, you know? They're playing with the idea. Nobody just distilled it down to one star. That's pretty incredible. So props to them. Dude, Qatar or Qatar, honestly, they're kind of different, you know? For one, this like maroon color, I think they invented that. I think they, based on their airplanes, they invented this color. It doesn't look like any other flags. So I'm throwing it there. And by that, you know, metric, I'm going to say this flag, it does look like a lot of other flags. I'm going to put it here in the maiden effort category. Switzerland, dude, do you escape? I mean, it's just a cross, but you know what? No, because Greece wore it better, dude. Well, but it's so minimalist. And you know what? I'll just throw it in with Greece. It's like it's in there with Greece because it just kept it simple. Greece built off it, but that's okay. This is like clean. It's very clean. Now, dude, I mean, here's the thing. What are you doing? You got to get your act together. I like I like a moon and a star, but dude, you can't just take this. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to put that there. Honestly, S tier. And here's the thing. I know that's controversial. Okay. Very controversial. Again, this is not political. What's going on here though, is that they've got a ton of stripes, but they're all like representing things. We have like a bunch of colonies. Here's some stripes. America, they cannot put any more states in. America's had some funky flags. If you've looked back on it, you look at, I mean, we got circles of stars. We go with the stars and stripes theme, which others do as well. But right now, because we got the 50, we have just clean rows of stars, you know, clean lines of stars. If you added one more state or took away a state, it would destroy the entire aesthetic. So right now, it's peak. But it wasn't always that way. And I don't know if we get Puerto Rico in there or something, this is going to need a whole new redesign. We might just have to put like one big old star in the middle or something. I don't know. But right now, I'm going to say I like it. This, I have full respect. This goes like with Japan and Canada. Yeah. It's very clean. They're into this. They're into this idea here. So it represents them well. I like it. This honestly, actually, what is this, Albania? I'm going to say, oh, I'm actually torn here. Yeah, I can't go S tier with it. But honestly, if you just cut that out right there and put some like Gothic lettering under it, like that's like the cover of a bold new DVD. Like that looks like the poster for Barbarian, you know? So that's very cool. Who do we have here? This is like Panama or Costa Rica. This is Panama. I'm going to say I respect it. You know, they like stars as well, but nobody else is doing what they're doing. They said, look, let's bisect these guys. We'll bisect them and then color it and opposite color it. You see what they're doing? I have full respect. Follow up with that. Yeah, followed up with Montenegro, which I actually think gets some bonus points because I think their flag is really wide. It's like a widescreen, like CinemaScope, you know? You can't put that like on an old school TV. It's got to go up here with these guys. It's not quite as bold, but it gets some extra points for being wide. And lastly, we've got these two guys down here. All right, yeah, we've got Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. And you know, they're both pretty good. I mean, I like the simplicity. Do they belong there? I think they do. I think they do. I think they get full respect. So that's my tier list. Like I said, nothing political going on here. It's just, I mean, you can see my thought process. So take it or leave it. Enjoy.